I wanted to talk about the "Who hurt you" meme that's out there. This is something that I've been aware of for a while. I think all of us have. And I was actually led down this train of thought by the Ayatollah. We had a chat a little bit ago. I'm sure most of you are aware of that. I noticed a sharp uptick in subscribers after that stream. So thanks to everybody who came over here, and I might be preaching to the choir when I say check out Friday Night Dinner. You're not going to be disappointed. I'll leave a link in the description. Anyways, so who hurt you? This idea that you need to have something personally happen to you in order for you to hold the opinions that you do about things like demographic replacement, multiculturalism, LGBT, blah, 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 all that shit. You know, who hurt you? Well, honestly, I haven't really had any bad experiences. Not yet, anyways. Fingers crossed that it stays that way, but, you know, with non-white people or gay people or whatever, it's been pretty amicable. But I'm not so selfish, and this is the Ayatollah's point. I'm not so selfish that I can't look at the world around me and see it for what it is. So let me just dive into that. So who hurt you? Well, that implies that there might be some point where the blue-haired, obese feminist who's typing that to you on Twitter or Facebook, there might be a threshold where she would accept a sob story. So let me give you one. Here's a sob story. When I was a kid, I was working on a construction site, and I was just clearing debris. I wasn't doing anything skilled. But on a break, I remember talking to one of the carpenters, and he was a rough-looking guy. Very nice. His looks betrayed his personality. But we were talking about his upbringing. He grew up in Long Beach, which is in the Bay Area in California. He was one of maybe 4 white families on the block that he lived in. The rest of them were Mexican. And he got along pretty well with them. But one day, when he was at school, he got into a fist fight with this Mexican kid who was his age. He would have been about 14, as he said in his recollection. And it was a fair fight. He won. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Nothing wild, nothing crazy. He didn't kick the kid when he was down or anything like that. And a few days later, he was walking to school in the morning, and a car cut him off on the sidewalk, rode up into a driveway and blocked his path. And a man got out and stabbed him right through the stomach with what turned out to be a sharpened flathead screwdriver. As the police later revealed, it was that kid's older cousin. It's 2 people that should never have been in this country in the first place. Him at 4, and he was much older than 14. I'll tell you that when he relayed the story to me, and he showed me the puncture wound. You could still see it. It was when I say he was stabbed through the gut, I mean he was stabbed through the gut. So would that be enough? Is that enough hurt for me to hold the positions that I do? What if I was the mother of Canon Hinnant, who was shot? I mean, I don't need to really explain this to anybody that's already going to listen to this, but to anybody new who might show up. Canon Hinnant was a 5-year-old kid that was shot point blank in the head by a black guy. And we still don't really know the exact reasons. There's speculation that it was a drug beef between him and his father. But what the fuck does that matter? What justifies shooting a kid in the head? Absolutely nothing. So would that be enough? If I was Canon Hinnan's mother, would that be enough? Would I be justified then in taking my own side and standing up for myself? You fucking piece of shit. And of course, no, it wouldn't with these people. Nothing justifies it. We are never allowed to stand up for ourselves. And then on the flip side, you look at the guy that shot Canon Hinnon, or the guy that stabbed that friend of mine. Well, I don't know if I'd call him a friend, but that acquaintance of mine. And that same person who would look at you and say, "Who hurt you, sweetie?" would look at their quote unquote hurt and absolutely buy into that as a justification. Well, something that happened to you, happened to somebody that looks like you hundreds of years ago. That's fine. Okay, well, that ultimately explains it. That's why. I mean, it's bad, but, that's why. Excuse me. Fuck these people. All roads lead to anti-white. As the man once said, you could build your filthy world without me.